We were off last week, but the Atlanta Braves weren't, and we kind of maybe
They kind of were.
Yeah, we kind of wish that they might were whatever. I can't speak right now, but they are 4-11. Just a brutal start. It doesn't seem like they can get out of their own way. The bullpen has been atrocious. One of the worst in baseball. Already racked up a whopping negative .5 WAR. So way to go, bullpen. Clap it up for Alex Anthopoulos there. The lineup is top heavy, to say the least, and some of the big guys are finally starting to hit. We had Ozzie with a couple of home runs. Austin starting to find his footing. Olsen will eventually. He's been the subject of some poor luck, but the bottom half of this order, the Brian De La Cruzes, the Jared Kellenics, the Orlando Arcias are useless. They're terrible. The starting pitching has been meh at best outside of Spencer Schwellenbach. And just not a lot of good stuff to say. I mean, as I said when we asked, or 2 weeks ago, I guess it was, following the 0-7 start or whatever, would this team make the playoffs? And you know how optimistic I usually am about this team, but I went out there and I said no. And it's just because it's a poorly constructed roster. And I know Ronald Acuna is coming back and Spencer Strider is going to come back this Wednesday. Maybe Alex Verdugo can do something. But from what I've seen this year, I mean, there are just so many glaring holes. And I don't hold this team to a standard of, are they going to just make the playoffs? Or that I'm trying to win a World Series. I think we all are, as Braves fans, have that expectation. And this club, even with Acuna, is nowhere close to World Series caliber, and I think that's been on full display over this 4-11 start. I don't think they're as bad as this 4-11 start, but no. I don't think you're going to see, out of the woodwork 7-8 game winning streak. Like, you're going to have to wait maybe the entire season. I don't think that will ever come. So it's disappointing. It's disheartening, considering where this club was a couple years ago. And there's a million things you can poke holes, but I'll let you go.
I think what's most annoying to me is one facet always fails every single night. And even in the 4 wins, one facet did fail and the other 2 did pick them up. If it's not the starting pitcher getting banged up, it's the bullpen blowing the lead. If it's not that, it's the lineup, going 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Like, every single game, a single facet has failed, and it's cost them 11 times. And even still, in the 4 wins, like, there was multiple instances where I was like, is the bullpen going to blow this lead? Because every single lead now is not safe. The bullpen sucks flat out. Now, I want to be a little bit optimistic here, is though the bullpen is not going to improve really at all until the trade deadline, and that's even, maybe optimistically thinking you're not going to get 2 high leverage guys. I don't know. Maybe Alex Anthopoulos can work his magic, but the rotation should improve because, one, Spencer Strider's coming back, and I think more so than Ronald Acuna Jr., I think the expectation of Strider returning to form quickly, it is possible. In fact, I think it is likely because he's a freak, and what he's shown, and it is AAA, but what he's shown, you feel excited about. I think Chris Sale, is he going to do what he did last year? Probably not. I don't think he'll ever have an even close season. But, can he be a solid number 3? That's really all the Braves need if Strider returns back to form. Because I'm telling you, Schwellenbach's an ace. This isn't this isn't a flash in the pan. I think Schwellenbach is here to stay. Back into the rotation will still be a concern. Hopefully A.J. Smith-Shawver can settle it down. Maybe Grant Holmes can kind of find his footing as well. And then when Ronald Acuna returns, I think his impact is going to be what makes or breaks this Braves season. And you're relying on a guy who's coming back from his second ACL surgery to not be the guy he was in 2022, which was still a very good player, but by his standard, not a good player at all, really, because you saw what he was really capable of doing the next year, winning the MVP. If we get 2023 and not 2022, I will feel much better. I think all of Braves fans would say we're kind of hinging this season in about 3-ish weeks on Ronald Acuna Jr. And if he hits the ground running, I think not only will the Braves fans be more excited, but you will see a difference in the locker room with the guys, because having a table setter like Ronald Acuna Jr. obviously does great things for the whole lineup because he's so good. He can score on any given pitch, but he's going to give everybody else a little bit more of an opportunity. And I think if you're looking for a glimmer of hope, it is number 13.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely has that feeling like Ronald Acuna Jr. is going to have to come and be the savior of this offense. And I think you're right on a number of aspects. I did laugh a little bit when you said Chris Sale's a number 3 because I'm not – I'm not worried about Chris Sale. I
Yeah.
mean, I think Chris Sale is going to be outstanding the rest
Well,
of this season.
I think people were concerned because of the fastball,
Well,
and then you saw it.
Yeah,
It
I mean,
went
he was
back
throwing
up.
97, 98 yesterday.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't a great outing, but like that's all I needed to see.
Right.
Like long term of the Braves, like Chris Sale throwing 97, 98, like he'll figure it out. Like as long as that guy's healthy, that's the last of this team's worries, which has a lot. I think the most annoying aspect of this first 15 game stretch has actually just been the lack of attention to detail. Like this is a team that's struggling. You think they would be doing the little things right. They go out there and they get killed on the base pass every single day. Their pitchers don't hold runners. They don't even get their catchers a chance at throwing these guys out. It's not Sean Murphy's fault. It's not Drake Baldwin's fault. It's the pitcher's fault that they seemingly just act they like nobody's on base. Even the lefties, like they're just running all over Chris Sale and veterans guys. Like what are we doing? Like this is day one stuff you learn in Little League, and then other day one stuff you learn in Little League, like Ozzie Albies. You got runners on the corners. The offense is struggling. It's a 3-0 pitch, and he swings at one in the dirt and grounds into a double play. What the hell are you doing?
He's never
man?
seen a pitch he doesn't like.
But then like there's two aspects. Like one, what the hell are you doing, Ozzie Albies? Two, Brian Snitker. You know who you have up there at the plate. The guy's a wild card. He wants to swing. You know that. And given everything that's happened, this guy can't throw a strike. You know the take sign exists for a reason.
Even have to.
The takes he shouldn't. But
I mean, what is Ozzie? 27 years old.
But given
28?
the situation and who you have up there, hey, you know what? Let's just be sure about.
I'm not even going to blame him because I think everybody would be like, yeah, he's going to take this. For sure.
Yeah, listen, but nothing can be taken for granted.
I guess not anymore.
And you know, Ozzie Albies is out there getting picked up on the base pass in stupid situations, and you don't get a run because of that. And it's just like they're not doing the little things, the attention, the stuff that's fixable. Like, yes, I will put a ton of blame on Alex Anthopoulos for the roster construction, and that I could go on for 10 minutes about that because I think he deserves a ton of blame for a lot of the Braves issues, and it shouldn't just be put on Liberty Media. But I won't do that. I'll save that for later in the season when this team's out of the playoff race, and then I'll really give them one, and then I'll really give them one. I'll save it for not a 15 games, but the fixable stuff, the stuff that, you know, if you're trying focused and laser focused, that just should not be happening, is what's pissed me off so far this season. It just seems like I hate to be the guy that joins in on the not caring thing, because I do think these guys care very much, but they're making stupid mistakes on a nightly basis that is costing them runs. And for a team that's already 4-11, you think, hey, maybe we'll be a little more focused. We actually kind of need to start turning things around here, but it just hasn't happened. I think that's the part that's frustrated me the most.
Optimistic. One more. I'll give you another one. Our boy, Sean Murphy, public enemy number one, getting cracked in the ribs. Everybody's trade this guy. This guy's injured. He sucks. Comes out. Here's the noise. 4-eye Sean Murphy can see everything. This guy is reminding everybody kind of why the Braves traded for him and why he got that extension. And it's not just, and I know the pitching hasn't been great, but if you just watch the difference, and Drake Baldwin is not a bad catcher defensively by any means, you can see the difference with Sean Murphy behind the plate. And obviously with the stick, he's been a godsend. Yeah. I mean, he's responsible for a couple of wins himself.
Screw the torpedo bats. Get everyone a pair of Sean Murphy glasses. Yeah. Everyone needs to be rocking the shades. Yeah, I mean, he's been outstanding, and it's really good to see because, you know, he heard the noise. I mean, 100%. Obviously what happened last year, and then Drake Baldwin being the top prospect that everyone loves the new guy. You know, he hasn't done anything to make you hate him. So everybody loves the new guy, and he played well. You know, he's one of the most unlucky hitters in baseball thus far. So you're even more excited, and you're like, all right, Sean Murphy, and put him back in the lineup. And yeah, he's responsible for 2 of the 4 Braves wins, and he's played 5 games. So that's good to see. But the good has been few and far between for this club, and we hope it changes. But a lot more to talk about coming up after the break.